Good. Yeah, I think good that he's got all these scenes in the bag, and yeah, feels good. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been really fun to help construct the story because it's as soon as Ollie came to sort of set the idea and presented the script, sort of really caught my eye. It's not just a heist film. There's a drama at the centre of it. There's people's lives, and I think having sort of a help with sort of the three of us shaping that, and then the four of us when Matt got involved as well, shaping the characters and who they were, and then of course just sort of developing these stories and about their lives and how they converge. It was really interesting, and also then seeing what the actors brought to that as well. So the characters got sort of remade again, and added to by the actors and their input and how they would portray them, and it's just been really, really exciting to see that, be part of that, and that collaboration, and to see these characters then literally come to life. Challenging in their different ways, because I think Nick Nat was sort of
French.
He's French, but he was also sort of more of a psychopath. Like, he enjoyed the pain he caused. He really enjoyed the pain he caused. And while I think Basil, you see him to a certain extent enjoy that pain, he's more not as physical. Like, even though sort of they're both small, Nick Nat was more Nick Nat, they also, because they're played by me, but Nick Nat was more physical. We had a lot more fights. He actually did a lot more killing. Like, he had his gun, so he wasn't like he didn't need to be physically imposing because he had a gun, and he was just more physically fighting people and kicking them, and whereas Basil's more mental manipulation. Like, he sort of enjoys it to a certain extent, but he's also got to step back because he doesn't cause the pain that they go through physically. He doesn't see it. So he knows it's happening. He knows he causes them pain, and he sort of revels in that. But then he doesn't see the extent of that when they leave him and go back to their lives that he has essentially ruined.
And is that a compensation for his height?
Yeah, I think so a little bit, but I think he's kind of found himself, his backstory I think would have been that he found himself in a position where he had to survive, and I think his height didn't help him, so he made it help him. So I think he used the fact that he didn't look threatening to people, to sort of fool people, because I think people underestimated him, and I think people thought, we think we can play him, we're playing him, we'll let him in, and he's not threatening, he's not going to do this, and then because he sort of got them on side with his being non-threatening, and he gets them to do stuff, and then they don't see anything as a problem, and then he turns around and uses it against them, and they get sort of wrapped up in this and realise, they're in too deep, and they're afraid of him. And they wonder how it happened, because they could literally deck him, but because of he's got them into that situation, especially with something like drugs. If he gets them hooked on drugs, and he's their only source, no matter how tall or big they are, they're not going to want to hurt him. As much as they do want to hurt him, they're scared of anything happening to him, because then they're addicted to these drugs, and their source of drugs is gone, and they can't get their fix, and they could go into withdrawal and die maybe, but also they just want their fix. All they can think about is their next fix, and so they're not going to hurt the person who's going to do that. They're even maybe as well going to go as far as to protect him, should something happen, because they're thinking if something happens to him, their fix is gone. So he's been very clever in that way. I think he's quite clever. He's kind of used it to his advantage. Yeah, well, he's kind of, he's got Adele addicted to drugs, and so even though he's this big, tough man who could literally, kick him to death if he so wished, he won't, like I said, because that's his fix comes from him, and Adele's scared of him because of that, and that's what's, he's trying to free himself from it, because part of it is that you know, he thinks, well, it's silly, why? But then it's his fix. It's his addiction.
It's the hold.
And this is, you know, this is the only place he can get it from, essentially, because Basil's worked his way into having the monopoly on it in a lot of places. So that'll stop. And that's why he's scared of him. And I think that's, to an extent, it's funny, but to an extent, it's not, because that's what he's done to him. And that's why he's scared of him. And I think he sort of enjoys the fact that this guy who could kick him to death is scared of him. And I think that makes him
enjoy it more.
Yeah, it makes him sort of, he likes that
He
because he feels
embellishes
in
the
control,
power, yeah.
and maybe maybe his backstory, maybe he hasn't been in control, maybe, you know, he's been kicked into circumstances out of his control, maybe he's really, I see him as someone who's not had, before that, not had anything to, you know, he's not had any control over anything in his life. Things have been done to him, and now he's taking that control, and this is how he's doing it. So no, I think their relationship's, yeah, it's an interesting one because, yeah, he is, Adele is scared of him, and you sort of see the reason why. But then, yeah, and it is kind of funny, but then it is kind of not when you think about it, because, yeah, that's what he's managed to do. But, yeah. Yes, I seem to, yeah, through my acting career, should I say, way back from even when I was doing stuff at school, I was almost always the bad guy, which was quite funny actually. I was literally in two separate things. I was a cheating husband. So
I played that too. Don't worry. Not typecast.
So yes, something tells me that I would actually like to play a decent human being.
Although actually you did play my son.
But yes, I would like to play a decent human being, but in the grey. I like in the grey.
Yeah.
I don't like so much goody.
Yeah. Or pure evil. Yeah.
Or pure evil. I think there's something that's to be said for the grey area. I like that, the ambiguity of sort of
morality.
Yeah, and sort of what's right and wrong, and sort of is it okay to do something that's
do the wrong thing
do
for
the
the
wrong
right
thing for and to hurt maybe to hurt one person really badly to save a lot of people. There's that thing, isn't it? You know, who takes the fall for something, and
which we explore in this story.
Yeah, we do, and that's one of the things that really intrigued me about it, was that it was very much in the grey area. No character was left untouched by this grey, and is what they're doing right or wrong? You know. Yeah, because what we're talking about in this sense is, especially in the context of this film, is money and you know what you do for money, or what money can give you. So what you do to it's not necessarily that some people want the money to be rich. Some people want the money for something, not just for I want to have lots of money.
There's an emotional motivation for everything, and that's what we say with this, don't we?
Yeah, and so it's sort of that temptation. I mean, some of them do just want to be rich and famous.
Not naming any names, Matt.
But you know, it's just one of those things that, so I think it's a good title because obviously the money and the heist, and it's sort of the temptation of what do you do, and that grey area. And I think it's really important to explore things like that, you know. And I love TV shows that do it. I love films that do it. I love sort of all those characters. My favourite characters tend to be the ones that are in that grey area.
Yeah, because, you know, as there is a line that's said in this film towards, well, in a certain scene, which we can't spoil, is that there's no such thing as heroes and villains, only humans.
Yeah.
And that's the whole theme of the story.
Yeah, and I think especially in situations like in this story, and I think so many times we hear stories about heroes and villains, and sometimes it's nice to hear about real people, and that sometimes even some people that we think of as heroes sometimes can be in that grey area too. It's got some of the similar humour in it, obviously, because it's got the same writer. But yes, it is different, and it's different sort of. It's got some themes that are the same, some stuff that's tonally maybe a bit the same, but it is vastly different. You know, we've got a completely new set of characters as well that their motives are very, very different. Their backstories, their personalities. Because yes, that was a parody, and it was based off of your interpretations of the Bonds, and sort of mixture between Bond and the person that played the stereotype of the person that played their Bond. But yeah, in this it's just your from scratch your own original characters, and I think that's where it differs hugely, and that's where I think a lot of the humanity comes in, and I think that's one of the connections that really, I think it sort of helps this story. It makes it more emotive when it's the original characters, rather than characters that people maybe have opinions on before. So yeah, no, it's I think it certainly helps with the emotion of the film. I think one of the things I want people to take away from it is not that who should they have cared about. I think they should care about all of them, but I think it should be one of those things where people leave thinking, sort of discussing what they think is right and wrong, like where they draw the line. You know, and just to get that discussion. You know, what do they think should have happened? Who do they think should have got the money? Do they think it should have ended that way? You know, do they think that people who maybe, if people got what they wanted, did they deserve it, or did people not get what they want but deserve it? And do they think that it could be swapped around? And I'd be interested to talk to people about that after seeing the film. You know,
at the screening.
So what do they think that? You know, do they think, would they change anything? Do they sympathise with one character over another? Because you will get that. You will get sometimes you know.
No one answer is ever going to be the same. Everyone has a different view, and
everyone connects with different characters for different reasons,
and that's what we highlight.
Because of their personal experiences as well. They'll connect with some characters more than others, and
I mean, maybe not Basil, but the main five.
Basil,
yes.
No. Basil, we don't really know enough about. And he doesn't appear. He doesn't appear much anyway, but we don't hear enough about him to form an opinion about that. He's an asshole in this. His backstory may reveal otherwise, but we don't see it. I think sort of technically what we've been able to do. I think we've got the sort of the locations we've been able to get. So it doesn't just look like, you know, it looks more professional. Not that it didn't sort of look like that before, but it looks, with the locations, it looks sort of sharper. And we've been able to get extras and do a fantastic club scene and sort of get that feeling really like a club.
The authenticity.
Which I thought was really cool, because technically we weren't ready for that before. And we couldn't have pulled that off before.
And the budget as well.
Yeah, but technically, we couldn't have done that before. It's something that we've advanced to, and I'm very excited that we've advanced to that. I'm quite proud of us all that we've managed to advance to that.
And considering you're in it as well, there must be another bonus.
yeah, I was in that scene. I think a combination. I think probably the emotional, to be fair. I think the emotional actually, because a lot of the comedy we've sort of seen before, but a lot of the really tricky emotional stuff, I'd never seen some of the actors pull off before. I've never seen them had to. So that was really great to see, and it was really great to not just watch them,
but feel it.
Feel it, and it was interesting. It's sort of, I did not expect to actually, especially one scene, to actually just feel it. I was sort of sitting there, and it took me to some places I've been.
Without spoiling it, can you divulge roughly what the scene is, or?
Without spoiling it, one character really going through some shit. Really going through something. Sort of processing something. They are processing the loss of something.
Is it what we filmed just now? Oh, okay, yeah. So, compliments to you.
So yes, they're and it sort of really, I was sitting there, and it really took me to some places, and yeah, that we could really feel it.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun. It was a very different dynamic because. In the other one, it was sort of a love-hate relationship.
You were almost like a buddy cop comedy last time.
Yeah. It was a sort of buddy cop, buddy robber. So it was kind of they squabbled and hated each other, but to each other's faces. But then would team up with anyone else and be like, oh, I love you.
And live in a tent together.
Yeah. So no, it was really good to have that, but. It was really interesting to do a little bit different in this. They don't like each other at all. Our characters have a brief scene, and it was good to play off.
I mean, the physical side of it probably hurt, didn't it? Without spoiling
it. The arm twist. But yeah. No, that's fine. But no, it was fun. It was fun to actually play not so much the banter, but they're more funny scene, but they don't like each other.
Yeah.
So that was fun to play. Not so much the banter, but sort of a real dislike of each other. Yeah. I think that I want the audience to, as they're watching it, I want to see them feel it. I want to see them feel the emotions of these characters. I want to see sort of them being taken on a journey. I'd love to be able to do that. So I'd love us to be able to show them the film and them not be able to stop us from seeing it.
Because you've cried on set, haven't you? Have you? Well, almost.
Oh, what, in that?
Yeah.
Oh, almost.
Yeah.
But no, I just want them to be able to see that and maybe just to get laughs at the funny parts, and for them to sort of have the light relief for the humour. But I want them to
be scared of Basil.
To a certain extent, I want them to appreciate that he is scary. Yeah. But not for any. Not for any sort of other reason than he's a manipulator and
not a nice
guy. They can kick the shit out of him, but they don't want to. That is a tricky one.
Or are they as bad as each other?
I don't know. I think on a personal level, Spike, because he does things for personal use.
He hates them where it hurts.
But Basil for general ruining of general ruining of people's lives, like the amount of lives that he would have ruined because of what he's done.
Well, excellent. I think that's enough. So thank you very much for your interview, and we look forward to seeing you in the movie.
Thank you.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Drugs.
Bye.
Never do.